Welcome to this week's episode of the Ranting podcast, the Rant Files, the podcast that has strong opinions and zero filters. We did a little rebranding, but it's still the same show.
Yeah. We still have to rant over here.
I'm Nick, and this is my lovely wife, Miranda.
Hi.
She's going into this episode completely blind and doesn't know what any of the topics are. So let's get right into it. First up, we got rant or rave, like normal. I usually pick 4 topics, and we see which one Miranda wants to rant or rave about. But this week, I'm switching it up. We're filming this just before the 4th of July weekend. Though this episode won't go live until after the holiday, I figured we could add in a 4th of July topic. So let's talk fireworks. I found this article on WFTV9, which is an Orlando-based news broadcast.
Oh, okay.
I'll leave a link in the description if anyone wants to check it out. The article is titled, Doctor Warns of 4th of July Firework Dangers, Offers Safety Tips. This one gets kind of wild. Getting ready for the 4th of July, thinking about lighting up some fireworks? Hold on a second, because doctors in Orlando have some pretty serious news to share. Last year was a tough one for firework injuries, and they're hoping to prevent more this holiday. Orlando Health, the city's only local level 1 trauma center, saw a huge jump in serious firework-related accidents. In fact, their surgeons had to operate on 27 people.
That's insane.
For blast injuries last year. That's a massive increase from just 4 cases.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the year before in 2023.
I thought you were going to say it was like 17 or something.
No,
not like
27. From 4 to 27 in a year. That's insane. I'm going to butcher this name, as I always do. Dr. Brett Llewellyn. We'll say Llewellyn. A hand surgeon at Orlando Health didn't hold back when talking about these injuries. He said the numbers from last year are a gruesome reminder of what can go wrong. He even compared some of the hand injuries they see to holding a small stick of dynamite when it goes off. Now, you might think a firework injury is just a little burn, but Llewellyn explained that even those innocent-looking sparklers can get up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot enough to melt metal. Ugh. That's gnarly. With bigger fireworks, the damage can be even worse. Llewellyn, I'm sure I'm butchering that.
Just say Dr. Brett.
That's what I was going to do, too.
Yeah,
Dr. Brett. Dr. Brett, there you go.
That's what I did on one of them before.
Yeah. Dr. Brett mentioned that they see people lose fingers and even entire hands every single year. Sometimes it's so bad they end up with an arm amputation.
Oh my God, a whole
over fireworks.
arm?
Yeah. These accidents aren't picky about who they hit either. Dr. Brett said they treat everyone from young, unsupervised kids to adults in their 50s and 60s. He put it simply, it's people who are usually using bad judgment. So how can you have a fun and safe holiday? Doctors really want you to consider going to a professional fireworks show. But if you're set on lighting your own, and if it's legal where you are, which it's not here.
No, it's not here, and people don't care.
No. They've been lighting stuff off for like weeks.
Yeah.
Like a week, probably.
Yeah.
Follow these simple common sense rules. No drinking and lighting. Don't mix alcohol or drugs with fireworks. It just messes with your judgment. Watch with kids from afar. Keep the little ones away from fireworks. They can enjoy the show, but leave the lighting to adults.
Yeah.
Protect your eyes. Everyone nearby should wear eye protection, which is never going to happen, but it's a good tip. Always have a bucket of water or a hose close by. It's crucial for emergencies or for dousing any fireworks that don't go off.
Yep.
We'll get to that. Never relight duds. If a firework doesn't ignite, do not try to pick it up or relight it.
Yes. Oh my God.
Obviously. Wait about 20 minutes, then soak it in water before tossing it. I never thought about that. That's a good point.
I didn't think about that.
The bottom line, enjoy the holiday, but do it smartly. A little caution can make a huge difference in keeping everyone safe and sound this 4th of July. So we can turn this into a rant or rave. We aren't huge on fireworks.
No.
But what's your take on fireworks? Do you want to rant or rave about them? And what do you think of the story?
I guess I don't really have like a strong opinion on like fireworks themselves. People lighting their own fireworks, big rant. Don't fucking do that. That's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, I know that everybody loves to laugh at the Back It Up Terry video that comes out every year. You don't
What
know.
is this?
You don't know this video?
What is a backup Terry?
Back it up, Terry.
Back it
yeah.
up, Terry.
So
like
it's
Terry
this
Crews?
no, it's this guy named Terry, and he's in a wheelchair, and they go to light off these fireworks, and it like doesn't light properly or something, and it just ends up like a big thing of smoke. And Terry's just there in his fucking wheelchair.
What?
And they're like, back up, Terry, back it up. It's really
What?
funny.
Okay. We should link that in the description because I've never even seen that.
I'm about to do a quick pause and show you this so you're not going to understand until.
Back it up, Terry. This comes
Oh,
out.
I have to save my draft.
This
Hold on.
comes out every year.
Literally every
Really?
4th of July, the Back It Up Terry video comes out.
I have never heard that. That's interesting.
It's so funny.
Back it
Hold
up,
on.
Terry.
Yep,
Why doesn't the
see?
firework go off though?
I don't know. It's that one, I think. Turn it up.
Hold the hand, Chico. Hey, hold on. 2 cars, huh?
Oh, this is from 2017. Back up, Terry. It's the middle of the day. I just want to note that. They're in the middle of the fucking road. Back up, Terry, mom. What?
Just
Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry.
Put a revert there.
Oh, Lord.
You're right. Oh my God, he's right next to it. See, this is exactly what you don't do. If anybody were to watch this video, don't do this.
everybody watches that.
This is awful.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
That is
though.
exactly why 27 people had to get surgery. That's insane.
But yeah, so I know that video is so funny. It comes out every year. I literally cry laughing at it every year too. But don't fucking light off your own
don't
fireworks.
do
This
that.
is so bad.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, this is why, well, I just don't like going out on major holidays as it is
Yeah,
anyway.
right.
But like,
That's
this
a
is
different-
why
yeah.
I specifically don't like doing like going out to, 4th of July parties or anything like that, because one, people are always fucking drinking and somebody always
Yeah.
has some goddamn fireworks. It's a bad combination.
So you're not talking about the main show. You're talking about like a side kind of thing that they're doing on their own.
A side
at
thing.
these things?
No, I used to love like going to see fireworks shows. Like I was telling you the other night how when I was younger and like living in a small town and everything, it was easy then because then we could walk over to like the football field and go watch the fireworks show and then walk back home. It took us like 5, maybe 10 minutes depending on whose house you were walking to.
Yeah.
But it was
That was in
quick.
Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that it's, we're living in a bigger city and everything like that, or even since really just leaving a small town, it's just not as enjoyable because the show is great and everything, but then you go to leave and it takes like twice
Oh,
the
yeah.
amount of time to get home.
yeah.
And that just ruins the whole thing for
Yeah,
me,
we
honestly.
literally just talked about this. Yeah,
Yes.
like it takes forever to get away from those.
It ruins the whole
Events.
like
Yeah.
excitement of the fireworks because now I'm
Yeah.
like, I gotta deal with all these fucking people trying to get home, these dumbass drivers and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Like,
That's another thing for me too, is it kind of ruins the I don't know what it's called, like the finale, but whatever the last thing is, because like you want to get out of there fast enough or early enough
Exactly.
to beat the crowd, but then
Yeah,
like
then
you
you
miss
miss-
the big show.
yeah, and that's when they do all
So-
the best ones because they save like everything for last, and just
yeah, it's always
light
a big
everything
finale,
up.
yeah.
Like how they used to do in Clear Lake. I used to like the ending of that used to be so good. But again, like when
get
you
pretty
try to
crazy.
leave,
Yeah.
it just takes so long to leave.
Yes.
And like
Especially in like a city. That was one thing that we talked about, I think, when we were out in, I don't know, we were out in like Vegas or something like that. And we were like, it'd be nice. Maybe it was for New Year's or I don't know, it was for something like that. And we were like, we should go to the passage to like where you go through the mountains, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we watch the fireworks because you can see the whole city from the
That's
passage.
right.
like, from
Yeah,
the
I
peak,
totally
you know what I
forgot
mean?
about that.
Yeah, so like you just kind of park, obviously not like right in the middle of it because
Yeah.
you're surrounded by mountains, but as you come kind of off the mountain into like the valley where
Yeah.
Vegas is,
See, that'd be
you can
kinda
watch it from there,
cool.
and then you can see it from, you can see fucking everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, even here, like if you, I don't know where, but like I'm sure if you pick out a good vantage point, you can probably see a decent show.
Probably.
But I mean,
from our deck, we would be able to if there wasn't that tree right there because they shoot it off from downtown.
That's true.
But I mean, it's not that crazy because I mean, like for one, it's illegal, so it stops a lot of people. It's not like Germany where like there was
they had
fireworks
really
everywhere.
good fireworks
at
there
least
for New Year's.
Yeah, obviously
they
didn't
had
do 4th of July,
really
but-
good ones.
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked that there.
They were everywhere too, like everywhere.
Oh yeah, everybody was lighting them off.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only place that they couldn't do it was on post, which made sense. But
They had. Oh, you mean like private, like shooting off private fireworks?
Yeah.
because they had a show, I think.
yeah, I
on
think
post,
they.
but it's all
I
sanctioned.
think they had a show.
So,
yeah, but
authorized.
yeah, like people. It wasn't
Yeah.
like in nets where people could just
Yeah,
light
that's
them
where-
off and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Good shows.
I mean,
and we didn't have to go
those
anywhere.
were so good.
You just walk out your
I
front door.
know,
Those are the best ones.
That's what I was saying. Like the very first time that we were there, and the first New Year's that we were there, and we like had just happened to be outside at midnight, and then all the fireworks started going off,
We were like,
and we were like, oh my
shit.
god! Like we had no
Yeah.
idea that they just went so hard
Yeah.
for New Year's. It was great. That was
Yeah.
one thing I fully enjoyed.
I think there was one time like when we first got there, and like I don't know, it was still kind of like the not shock and awe phase, but I don't know how else to word it, but like kind of just like the oh shit, we're in like we live in Germany now,
Yeah.
right? And then like for some reason I thought that like there was gonna be like 4th of July fireworks, and I was like, wait a minute. Where are we again?
that was
I just got so used to 4th of July
yeah, but
celebrations.
that was a big thing though when we were
Not a
over
thing.
there. Is that a lot of people were like 4th of July, and then like people
Yeah.
had to be like, we live in Germany.
this is Germany.
We are not in the
That's
United
not-
States.
yeah.
Like on
That's
post, on post, it's a thing.
Yeah,
Once
again,
you
sanctioned
leave
shows,
that,
yeah.
like. Nobody fucking cares
No.
about 4th of
4th
July.
What is that? But I will say though, not to get too off topic from fireworks and 4th of July, but it was surprising to see how the Germans responded to Halloween.
Yes.
Like they even though that's like
Halloween was the
I don't
best
know if that's an
over there
Americanized
too.
holiday. I don't know, but like they didn't really because they don't do Halloween because they even told us that we even found out that they don't do Halloween
Yeah.
anywhere else, and that's why they
No.
came to Nets, and
it
there was
got
just
flooded.
thousands of people, just like you couldn't even drive down the road because there's
That
so
was
many
so
people.
much fun though.
Yeah.
I don't like every time we would go, we would be able to go and walk around. Like the kids would get just so much candy.
Yeah.
And then we could come home, hand out candy, and we would only be able to be out there for like 30 minutes,
Oh
and
yeah,
all of the
I'd
candy
be
was gone.
Yeah, and that was
Because
usually like 2 big buckets or something. Too, yeah.
But yeah, I'm
surprised now that I think about it.
Halloween there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we didn't get like any visitors here. We just live in a bad spot. But no, so
It's
I was
just
gonna
not
say
very big anymore. It seems like even when we went
I think
out,
if
there
you're in the
wasn't
right-
a lot of people out.
if you're in the right area.
Maybe next time we should go downtown.
Yeah, maybe. But no, I'm surprised that they didn't adopt the same kind of mindset with 4th of July.
But they don't get anything out of it.
Oh, so you think the candy is what they? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think that
well, they
that
would get a show.
I guess, but I mean,
But yeah,
they
I
get
guess
that
they're
for
not
New
handing
Year's.
out candy out
Yeah.
in the little towns. And
Yeah, but I think that was like the appeal.
They get candy out of it.
Yeah, because I mean, they would come through, and obviously because. Like we said, it wasn't a German holiday, so they wouldn't have costumes or anything like
Yeah.
that. But it was just so funny. They'd come up and be like,
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they
Trick or
wouldn't even
treat.
say anything.
Yeah,
They'd just
right.
open the-
whatever.
I was just like, Happy Halloween.
Yeah,
take it.
whatever.
Like, candy for
I mean, there's no
everybody.
reason. Yeah, there's no
It was
reason.
a
I'm
lot
sure
of
there's some
fun.
people that were like, "Where's your costume?" or "You're too old to be trick or treating."
Oh, there's always
who
a
cares?
sourpuss. Who cares?
Just
it's
do
a
it.
fun time.
But yeah, I'm really surprised they don't do anything for, even though they don't get anything out of it. It could be a just a reason to shoot off fireworks and stuff like that because they go wild for
even
even like the
do
little towns
so
and little
good. Mm-hmm.
pockets everywhere right around Nets because we're right on that peak.
Yeah.
You can
We
see
were in
fireworks
such a good
everywhere.
spot too,
Yeah.
right at the top of the hill, so we could
Yeah,
see them
looked out with that house.
everywhere.
Yeah,
that
was wild.
that was a good time. But
was.
yeah, so I mean, like I said, I don't have anything against fireworks themselves.
Yeah.
Like I like a good fireworks show when it's done by professionals.
sanctioned
If
kind of thing,
anybody like if even sparklers, if somebody is like, "Oh, play with some sparklers and shit." I don't even want to do that.
Yeah.
Because like crazy stuff could happen. Like
Oh, yeah.
when I was a kid, I had a cousin once that we were playing with sparklers, and like there was just a bunch of us. Nobody was even like doing anything reckless, but he just so happened to like turn into somebody's sparkler, and it caught him on the neck. And like, I mean, that was the first and last time we ever got to play with sparklers.
Right.
Makes sense.
If they get to 2,000 degrees,
That's what I'm saying is like after seeing that, especially, I'm good. I'll go see a professional show, enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably won't go, honestly, because I don't want to deal with the crowd leaving.
Well, I mean,
but,
that's a different topic, but yeah, definitely.
But I would love a good fireworks show.
It's funny how like sparklers are looked at as like child's play. Like they're for like it's just like, well, that's how it's looked at.
I know.
Here's some sparklers, play with those. You know, like they're safe. But if like they're 2,000 degrees,
oh no,
like that's wild.
Anything that you have to light on fire, you shouldn't just be like giving it to a kid.
Yeah, but I mean, like historically speaking, those sparklers have always been like a kid's thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that's
they're
a problem?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially they get that hot. Like that's crazy.
Those are not toys.
I like fireworks, but I like watching them from a distance.
Yeah.
Because like even like the professional shows, like this is very rare, obviously.
Stuff can happen.
But like
anytime.
there have been like explosions and like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like that's why I think a lot of them they leave a lot of space around.
Oh yeah,
where they actually shoot them off.
Yeah, that's why I like always try and look and see like where's the fire trucks at and how far away from everything is like.
But
because,
at the same time,
shit can fly anywhere, and like once it flies.
But it also doesn't. I don't know. For some reason, I picture like the safest thing would be like shoot them off from like an island. You know what I mean? So like picture like a lake.
I guess,
Wisconsin or whatever lake, and there's like a little, those little like sandbars or like an island little thing in the middle of the lake. That will be safe because like in my mind, if you're in a park, right, and you just have like 100 meters or whatever, right. If one of those tips over or if an accident happens, that rocket is going hundreds and hundreds of feet in the air. If it's shooting sideways,
that's what I'm saying.
If
it like falls and shoots off, it doesn't matter how far away you are because you could get hit if you're in that line.
Yeah, especially if obviously we're talking like Final Destination, like
that's
perfect storm
like
kind of stuff. But
yeah.
At the same time, though, if that were to tip, this should really be. I wonder if they have done this in Final Destination. But if it tips and it shoots out and it just explodes like right in front of somebody, could you imagine the fucking damage? I feel like that's a Final
Destination. They did something kind of like that one in the third one.
I think
the roller
like
coaster.
I don't know if it happens just like that.
There's something with fireworks in that one.
Yeah, there's a fireworks show, but I don't
think
know
that's
if
what
one's
like
actually
spooks the horse, and then something. But
But I wonder if like one would like tip over and then shoot at like towards like a group, and then it just pops right in front of them. Could you imagine the fucking? Because those get. I mean, imagine it blowing up in the air and it just takes up all that space. Now imagine that's in front of your face. Imagine the fucking damage. Like that's wild. So like I don't know. I like fireworks from a distance.
Yeah.
I definitely. I mean, we don't do fireworks.
No,
we don't do fireworks
like,
in the house or anything like that. We've never really done it.
Since we've had kids, we like have not ever made a point to go out and go watch the fireworks.
I think the biggest reason though is what you were saying is the crowds. We don't want to deal with the fucking crowds.
No, and then like driving back. And I mean, honestly, we've just made it like kind of a rule anyway to not be out on major holidays because like, again, people go out and they drink and don't think about stuff and like a lot of accidents happen, especially New Year's. I don't go out for New Year's anymore.
I don't think we've ever gone out
remember
for
the
New
last time I did go out.
Even
for
when we were like
Year's.
kids, like in college, when we went out to like
we would like
Arizona or Vegas or wherever.
It would be like with family, but we would stay at the house.
Yeah, we wouldn't go out.
Yeah,
so like I don't remember the last time I went out for New Year's or any kind of major holiday.
No,
it's just the worst time.
I mean,
everything's more expensive.
Yeah, well, you hear it in hospitals too that they're like, oh, if you need a transplant, just wait until New Year's. Just wait until New Year's.
Holy shit. That's wild.
Yep.
I never heard that. You hear that from Grace?
I heard it from Grace, but I've also heard it from like other.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like between that and like motorcycles, like there's certain things that they're like, you're almost guaranteed in these scenarios that like there will be transplants that occur or something,
Is it New Year's because it's like a major drinking holiday? Is that why? I
Yeah,
mean,
a lot of the drunk drivers.
A lot of them are.
in
but
car. Yeah, a lot of the car accidents.
I guess that's like the drinking holiday.
So
Interesting.
I don't like going out for it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't go out for really any
No, I don't
holidays.
go out for anything
but
at all.
Even something as simple as like Valentine's Day, like a Hallmark holiday doesn't really mean shit, right? Even that, like everything's more expensive, everything's more, busier. Everything is just like, it
We
doesn't
really
make
just
sense.
got in the habit of like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. What should we
Yeah.
make at home?
Exactly.
Or something.
Yeah. Well, everything's so back to back though, too, like we've talked about before.
Oh yeah, we just
There's
don't
so many
celebrate
events.
Valentine's Day
Yeah,
anymore.
but
Well,
anyways.
yeah, that's way off track.
Yes,
but yeah,
exactly. But no, so the fireworks though, I like fireworks. I definitely like watching fireworks and stuff like that. But as far as like private use or like regular people,
yeah, it's a big no for
It's-
me.
yeah,
and
yeah.
like I have a hard time feeling bad for the people that end up in that scenario because like you could choose to not
losing hands and arms. And
I
stuff,
mean,
and
that
limbs.
sucks.
Yeah.
I sympathize with you on like, I'm sure you regret it, but also you could have just not.
I mean, you can't assume, or we can't assume that every single one of those
No, I'm
scenarios
talking
is
about
somebody
like
that was actually actively doing
specifically,
it.
I guess, for the people
Could've been a
that were
family
like
member.
doing something dumb.
Yeah.
Let me specify.
Somebody around you could have been doing something
Okay.
dumb. And then if you lose a hand for it,
All right.
that's
Let me bring it back.
that's gnarly.
Let me bring it back.
Okay.
I don't have sympathy for the people that go and fuck around
Uh-huh.
with fireworks and do dumb shit, and then they're the ones that end up losing a hand.
That's true.
I was about as specific as I could get it. If it's an accident, like you weren't a part of it, or like it was, you're a professional and there was a legitimate mistake or something
Yeah,
like that.
right.
Obviously,
Yeah.
shit happens. But
Yeah.
in the specific cases where like people were just being dumb with fireworks, well,
Just
now
like that
you're
video.
missing a hand.
Just
I
like that
guess
video.
I don't know.
They
yeah.
lit off fireworks while they were standing right next
Yeah,
to it.
it's just really unfortunate though because like there's always those fireworks stands, so it's always encouraged.
Like where they sell fireworks? Okay, yeah.
It's no matter what, like whether it's legal, illegal, there's always going to be the fireworks stands, and it's always going to
Yeah,
be
right.
encouraged for people to go buy them.
Yeah.
There's always going to be those people that go and do it. So luckily for that hand surgeon, Dr. Brett, he's going to stay employed.
Exactly. That's true. But yeah, I think it's definitely it can go both ways for the rant or rave. I definitely would
Yeah.
rave about like the actual shows, especially like, is it called encore or just finale or whatever
Yeah,
it's called?
the finales,
Yeah, the finales
are always
incredible.
so good. I always love a good like firework
Yeah.
finale.
But the rant would definitely be like
People handling
regular-
them that should not be
exactly,
handling
yeah.
them.
Especially with dogs.
Oh my God, that's a fucking
Or,
rant
like,
in
there's
and
some-
of itself.
there's
I'm
some-
not
yeah.
looking forward to tomorrow at all.
There's some like veterans too that like
Yeah.
they get triggered by like
I
fireworks and
know.
stuff. So like that's another.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest reason why in Germany it wasn't allowed, except for like the sanctioned things on post.
Yeah, I don't know if they even did them on post, honestly.
I thought they did.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm trying to, because I remember back at Riley, they weren't like, there was absolutely no fireworks at all whatsoever
Hmm. Yeah.
on post. Like, if you wanted to go
'Cause of the-
see a show, you had to go to Junction City.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because of the military
Vets and stuff like
community.
that, yeah. GC
Yeah.
had a pretty good show. I remember. I thought.
We never saw it. No,
Huh.
we never went
saw
to go
videos of
see
it.
it. I saw videos and stuff, but we never went to go see it.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I don't know. But no, I'm not looking forward
Yeah,
to
Leia.
it tomorrow. Leia's gonna lose her shit.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever mentioned that our dogs' names are Luke and Leia.
You nerd.
But yeah, Leia is very afraid of loud noises.
She's very skittish
Of
still.
everything.
We've
I
had
don't know
them
why,
since the
but-
beginning of March.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, they settled in well, but
Oh, yeah.
she's
And they're
very,
incredible.
very skittish, and she's not gonna
She
have
doesn't
a
like
good
the
time
dark.
tomorrow.
She doesn't like loud noises. So those fireworks. I mean, at the same
We're gonna
time
have to
though,
like cuddle her hard.
last year we didn't get a whole lot. I think there was more fireworks that we saw on New Year's than there was on 4th of July, from what I remember. Because they're
Yeah, because of how dry
downtown.
it is.
But
and,
what
yeah.
I'm thinking about though is like since we've heard a lot of fireworks go off, I think for like practicing, I would assume. I don't know why people do that. I don't know why you need to practice, but
so
they've
they
been
don't
going
blow
off.
their hands off.
I mean, that's not okay. That's not quite how that works, but
I know.
But yeah, they've been laying them off for a good week or so
Yeah,
now. So I can only imagine that those same people that are doing these test runs or whatever are just going to light them off tomorrow on the 4th. So, and those are pretty close. Those are like neighbors. So that's going to be interesting with a dog that doesn't like loud noises. But
I'm not looking forward to it.
That will be
at
another rant.
all.
Yeah.
That's gonna be that might be my starting rant for next week.
yeah, right. Yeah. Anything else for fireworks? No.
I really don't. No, I mean, I don't have any beef with fireworks. Just dumb people.
Yeah, dumb. Yeah,
That's all.
It usually comes down to people. People are usually the problem. Okay, so next up is Am I the Asshole? This one gets a little I don't know, a little gnarly, I guess. I don't know, it's just one of those. But anyways, so every week I'll pick one Am I the Asshole story, and we'll see what Miranda thinks. This one is also 4th of July related. So this one is titled, Am I the Asshole for Not Spending the 4th of July with My Partner? My sister's birthday is on the 4th of July. This year, it's her 21st birthday, and she's doing a special birthday dinner with our family and a couple of friends.
Yeah.
Since her birthday lands on the 4th, I'm used to never actually celebrating the 4th of July. We've always just celebrated her birthday. But my partner is used to having really big Independence Day celebrations with his family and friends, which is also fair. My partner and I recently moved to Ohio from Florida. I'm going back to Florida for her birthday, but my partner is not able to attend because of work on July 3rd and July 5th. He's upset that I'm not spending the 4th of July with him. I told him that going to my sister's birthday dinner was really non-negotiable for me.
Yeah.
This is the gnarly part. And now he's upset and he's telling me not to come back to Ohio, to just stay in Florida. Am I the asshole?
Girl, stay in Florida.
That's, yeah. Like,
Stay in Florida then.
how does it get so, well, all of her stuff's like, they just moved.
I mean, go
Everything's
get your
there.
shit, but if he's going to be acting like that now,
That's wild. I mean,
it's
I guess
not going to get better. Just go back to Florida.
I don't even think it really depends on like how long they've been together. If it's a short period of time and they're already living together, I mean, I guess we did that.
Yeah,
also,
but I
like,
mean,
stuff like that would have already been like
that would
kind of
have
hashed out. You know what I mean?
yeah, but like,
that's insane. Like, just stay there. Don't come back.
it's the 4th of
It's her
July
21st
versus her
birthday.
sister's
Yeah.
birthday.
And 21st.
Like,
Pretty big.
I'm just so
Isn't that wild?
for the 4th of July.
I mean, if it's big for his family,
Then go spend it with your family.
the reaction isn't warranted at all, obviously.
No.
But they can celebrate independently.
Yeah.
Like he can go to his family and do Independence Day, right?
Yeah.
And you're the one that has to work the 3rd and the 5th. Why you couldn't take that off? If you
yeah,
knew
if it was that big of a deal to you,
and it
you
sounds
should
like
have.
she does this. It's a usual thing. Like, it's a regular, reoccurring
Well,
thing.
obviously, her sister's birthday doesn't change every
Exactly,
year. Like,
yeah.
it's been her birthday since she's been here. So, like,
Yeah, I'm used to never actually celebrating the 4th of July. So, like, if you guys have been together for more than a year, you should
Yeah.
already know that this is going to happen.
well, yeah, I feel like the second, the 4th of July came up and he's like, oh, I have a big party with my family. She was probably like, oh, wow, really? We always celebrate my sister's birthday.
I guess.
Right
yeah.
there, up
Yeah,
front
right, yeah.
what everybody has been doing.
But it sounds like he
in
was
previous
assuming that she was
years.
going to not do that this year and go to the.
Why?
I don't know. I have no
That's
idea.
the thing is where like I don't think she's the asshole at all. Her boyfriend absolutely is.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
why are you assuming that now just because you're together because you think the 4th of July is a big deal that she needs to blow off her sister?
And why is that holiday? Not to get into like the holiday itself, right? But why would you think that holiday is more important than like a family member?
That's what I'm saying is like
You know what I mean?
I completely like I fucking love Thanksgiving, cooking the big meal and doing
know.
all that stuff and just like big family day. I love it.
I don't fuck with that day.
But if, obviously if when we got together and like say it was, like your birthday was on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, fuck your birthday. It's Thanksgiving.
But also, like, there would be a split. Like, it would be like, you
yeah,
can do both.
there would be some consideration
Yeah,
for
right.
the other person in the relationship,
Yeah.
as there always should be.
Not
but
just
like,
stay there, don't
you
come
can't.
back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's-
The second.
Like you immediately just redlined it.
The
Just
second
fucking-
you're like,
That's
fine,
insane.
stay there. Oh,
That's wild.
I'm staying.
Yeah.
I will stay the fuck
You might
here.
as well just
I am
take your stuff with
cemented
you.
to where I'm at
Yeah.
currently.
And her
Like,
family's already there.
That's what I'm saying.
So, like,
is
just go
like, but
back.
you want, okay, I'll go.
That's very toxic, and I feel like the best play would be to actually do that.
I think she needs
Stay
to
in
just,
Florida.
yeah,
Go
stay.
back.
Go
Yeah.
get your stuff.
because that's
Don't let him convince you to stay.
if that's the reaction based
need to
off
leave.
of like, and we don't know anything more than what I read. That was the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if this is my opinion, of course. But if that's his reaction to something small like that, imagine something big.
That's what I'm saying.
This sounds like an abusive.
You
This could
need
very
to-
quickly become an abusive
yeah,
thing.
you need to get out, especially like you just moved all the way to Ohio
Yeah.
away from your family. Get
I'm guessing
out
it sounds
while
like,
you can.
and that's another thing too, is that it sounds like they move. And again, this is just my opinion on what we read, but it sounds like they moved away from her family in Florida to his family in Ohio, and that's where the 4th of July celebration was going to happen. I mean, that's what it seems like. Is that's where his family is, and her family's in Florida. So it seems like it's a very controlling.
Yeah, it's a very like
Relationship.
my way or the highway, and
Literally.
like I want everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he wants everything in his life to stay the same, and for her to just be plucked into
Yeah.
it. But then she needs to just leave everything like that. I could go on a whole fucking rant
Yeah,
just about
that's
that. So,
wild.
girl, if you haven't left already,
Yeah, you should probably get out
You
of that
need to
relationship
go.
because that's going to get abusive,
you need to go.
in my opinion.
Yep.
That's the toxic behavior
Yeah.
of this story was it was
Yeah.
wild. when I
He
read it.
needs to go have some alone time for a long time.
I mean, yeah, like therapy
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. But she needs to get out of that for sure.
Yeah.
I agree. But
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely
Not the
agree
asshole.
that she's not the asshole.
Not at all.
Absolutely
No.
not.
No.
So next up is maybe it's not that bad. This one is about something that most people hate, but you actually don't mind. This week, I just decided to carry over the topics that we didn't get to from last week because they seem to interest us.
Okay.
So this week, there are only 3 options.
Okay.
You can only pick one, obviously, and we'll save the rest for other episodes. So we got rainy days. We got being alone. I know last week we talked about like being
Sitting
alone
alone in
yeah,
public.
sitting alone in public.
Yeah.
I look at this to be drastically different, like a drastically different scenario.
Okay.
Being alone just in general. It could be anywhere. That was specifically like just sitting alone in like a public setting.
So do you mean like being alone in life? Like always?
No, just like having that alone time.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And
Okay.
then also doing laundry. So rainy days, being alone, doing laundry.
I feel like we could talk about all of these in one. Just lump them all together.
Okay, where would you start? So maybe it's not that bad.
So,
Where would you start?
well, rainy days, I love a good rainy day inside.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, as far as hell, doing laundry, let me go upstairs, put on some trash TV, open the shades so I can like see the rain and everything like
you mean-
that.
oh,
and I'll just
okay.
fold some laundry and like, then everything's put away.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I fucking hate doing laundry. I really do. But like, when you think of it, like the process of doing it, it's really not that bad.
I
It's
guess-
really not that bad.
Yeah, I guess I should have separated it. I should have been more specific. I was looking at it like folding laundry
Oh, okay.
because I completely agree. I hate actually like doing laundry.
Yeah.
But folding, I don't mind because
Yeah.
it's like my documentary time.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like it's one of those things where when you think about it, you're like, oh, and like maybe even sometimes when you're doing it, you're just, it sucks. But like when it's done, you're like, oh my God, now I have clean clothes.
Well, yeah.
Like now
yeah.
it's done. Or, like when we
That's true.
do like get all the laundry done and everything and we get all caught up on Sunday.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And then finally, on Monday, we're like, oh my God, there's no more full baskets
Yes.
of laundry just waiting
Yes.
to be folded. Like
That
it's all clean.
is a great
Everything's
way.
put away.
Yeah.
It feels really good to start your week off that way.
Yes.
But I will say in the middle of the week when I'm just like, fuck this laundry, man, between like the laundry that needs to be done, the laundry that needs to be switched over, the laundry that needs to be folded.
Yeah.
And then
It's
the
so
laundry
much.
needs to be put away.
Yes.
Like when you look at it like that, fuck laundry.
That's why I like doing it all on
But
Sundays.
I don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mind like actually folding it. Especially like you said, if I have something to watch,
Yeah.
it's really not that bad.
I guess for me, the perfect storm, it's funny how you like lumped all these together because actually that would be like the perfect storm, I guess for me.
Yeah.
Is like folding laundry, having my documentary time with like the shades open, like a storm going on outside, and then being alone, just watching my documentaries. Like all three of those create like the perfect storm.
That sounds like a great afternoon for me, honestly.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good.
Let's go do a rain dance.
So that's not too bad. But I know there's a lot of people that hate all of those things.
Oh, yeah.
Like I used to hate folding laundry, but then once I realized that like that was my time to like watch something. So like in Germany, I would always put on either Battleship or Hunter Killer, and I would just watch those. I would do that
usually Battleship.
Every week. I would watch the same thing, and it would be just as entertaining.
Yeah, I would do that too. Like because we always had the movies on the hard drive up there in the bedroom, and like I wouldn't ever watch them anywhere else. So I would be like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs and like go see what's on the hard drive. And I would always forget. I still always forget all the movies that are on there and everything. So I'd be like, oh my god, I haven't seen this in forever. And I'd be, next thing I know, the laundry's done, and I'm just sat on the bed watching a movie.
100%, yeah. That's what I did a couple weeks ago when I folded laundry, and I was I got done. All of a sudden, I was done with like 4 or 5 baskets.
Yeah.
And then the documentary wasn't done. I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and finish this.
Might as well.
Might as well. So,
like, okay, I'll go do that. But yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
And then like even being alone, that's why like I wanted to clarify about if you meant like being alone in like going through life alone.
No.
Or just like
that's
having
a very
time.
important distinction. Yeah. Right.
Having time alone. Because obviously
being alone in life
that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like going out and doing stuff alone, I think everybody should do that. I think there's a nice you should have a healthy relationship with yourself and be able to like go out and do stuff and not always have to like have a friend with you, I guess.
That's fair. Yeah.
Or like, not always have to.
It's important to just be able to be alone.
Yeah. Exactly. Like
a lot of people can't do that. Like that's almost something you have to like practice.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying like last week when we were talking about sitting alone in public, that I used to always feel so weird unless I was like, going to the store or something, that's different. Obviously, like if I run to the store real quick, that's not a big deal.
Right.
But I guess I never used to really like just go do stuff by myself. Like I would always have somebody with me, or I would always be like, hey, do you want to go do this or something,
Yeah.
Or like if I didn't have anybody, especially when I was younger, if I didn't have anybody to like go somewhere with me, I'd just be like, I guess I just won't go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit at home.
Well, that's why I bring up like on like Mother's Day or your birthday. I'm like, just go have a day. Like,
and I fucking do.
Yeah.
I have a great, like now, ever since I really have started making a point to go out and do stuff. And even if it's like grocery shopping and, like, you all the time you're like, oh, just you have a full day, it's fine, go do whatever you need to do. And I'm like, I'm gonna go cruise out to here, like, oh, I haven't been in this store for a minute, I'm just gonna go walk around for a little bit.
There's nothing
and
wrong
like
with that.
or just whatever. And
especially when you're used to having the kids and then all of a sudden you don't, like that's huge.
Exactly. And I still obviously I'm 9 times out of 10 probably I come home and I'm like, I brought surprises for everybody. So like I still obviously am always thinking about you guys while I'm out. But it is very nice to go out and like just not have to watch out for anybody. I don't have to really talk to anybody if I don't want to. I can like put on my podcast and like I'll bop around the store and everything, and like I don't even care anymore. I'll like laugh out loud when I'm listening to something.
Probably look like a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. The other day, I didn't even notice that I was doing it when I was grocery shopping. I was at Safeway and I was like looking at the bread, and I didn't realize that I was like bopping along to the music. And this lady comes up to me and she was like, "Ooh, what you listening to?"
Jesus.
And I like stopped for a minute and I was like, God. Oh shit. Like how long was I just like dancing?
Probably the entire time.
Probably and then honestly, who cares? I would say there that like I'm never going to see these people again, but I see them every week.
You probably will.
They're my friends over there. So it's okay. But
Jesus.
For the most part.
At your local Safeway.
Yeah. For the most part with like the the general public and stuff like that I who cares? I'm just gonna go out
fair.
and enjoy my time, and like I don't mind being alone.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I
That's
just
fair,
like
though.
going out and being on my own sometimes. Honestly, I think I've gotten to the point where like if I'm not out with you guys, I would much prefer to be by myself
Yeah.
than to like reach out to somebody and be like, "Hey, do you want to go do something?"
Yeah, that sounds
I don't
awful.
even want to. I don't want to do that
No.
anymore. Like,
I'd much rather just go by myself.
yeah,
Because then, like, you have to entertain, like, a conversation and, like, all that stuff. Like, I'd rather just go by myself and just, like,
Yeah.
listen
Well,
out,
I like-
listen to music.
exactly.
Whatever.
And I like having the freedom to just like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah.
And like, I change my mind all the time, like
Yeah.
very rapidly. So it's nice to not have to like convince somebody
Yeah,
else,
right.
like, hey,
You don't have to worry
we
about it.
should go do this thing,
Yeah.
you know, or especially with the kids. If I'm like, I don't
God.
want to do this thing anymore, I'm like, okay, how am I going to phrase
Yeah,
this?
exactly.
So that it
Finesse
sounds like
it
a
so you can do
really
it.
good
Yeah,
idea for
right.
us to go do something else. Like I can just go do it. And
Yeah.
it's fine. I can go do it for
think
however
that's healthy.
however long I want to,
Yeah.
and then I can be done whenever I want to. And
I still haven't done anything by myself. I don't think I really ever do. I'm about to, though. Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Or Fan Expo.
I think that's going to be really fun
Yeah,
for
in Denver.
you.
That's, yeah.
I think that's
This
going
will
to
be
be
the
a good
second
time.
time going, so that'll be fun. But last year I took Malachi, which didn't end well, just because like as soon as we walked into the convention center, he's like, my feet hurt, and I was like, my guy, I had like an 8-hour fucking day planned,
I knew he was gonna
ending
do
with
that
fucking
too.
the lightsaber battles.
I knew he was,
and I didn't even get to
that.
watch them, and I was like, cool.
You guys were there for like half the time that you planned on being.
Oh
there.
yeah, because he was already tired when we
Yup.
first started. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So this year I didn't invite him.
Nope.
I said, "You can stay here.
Yep.
You've been banned for a year.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
try
to
again
be
next year."
fair, you had taken him to the one here in the Springs too.
Yeah, which was
so that
awful.
was I mean, I wasn't at either, but it sounds
Yeah.
like it was bad. So
Well, that one, so that was the year prior. So that's like a 3-year thing right there. So the first year was the Colorado Springs Fan Expo, which is I had both
You had
kids.
both kids, yeah.
And then, but I had the stroller, and then Malachi was with me, right? But yeah, that was just like, and everything was so tight, like we could barely move. At one point, we were on like the what is it, like the floor, like the basketball court is and all that kind of stuff. And we were
yeah,
down
you
there.
said
We
you guys
couldn't
were like
move.
packed in like sardines.
We couldn't move.
That's so
No.
dangerous.
So yeah, so eventually, like, you know, kind of inching our way around the whole thing, and then when we got to like the exit or like one of the stairs that go up, you know, and like we just weren't moving anymore. We weren't moving. So I just grabbed Nija out of the stroller, and then I broke down the stroller with the other hand. And then
Yeah,
I
had
was
to,
like,
like,
Malachi, follow me. And I
two-man
just,
it, yeah.
I just went up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Went up the stairs. But yeah, it was awful. But the
Yeah.
Denver one is really good because it's a lot more spread out. But then, so yeah, that was the first year was the Springs. And then the next year was me and Malachi that went to the Denver one. And that's where he was like, as soon as we started, he's like, my feet hurt. He's like, you can fucking walk
messaged me
home.
like as soon as you got there, and you're like, he's already fucking tired.
Yeah. I was like, well, this I think it was like 8 to 10 hour day that I had planned for all this stuff because
You
like
guys
I don't
were
do
there
the whole
for
weekend.
like a few hours.
And then,
that
yeah,
was
I just made
it.
it quick.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's just go.
Yeah.
And I think we went to go look at dogs when we got back. I think that was it.
That was the first attempt.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then yeah, so this one now I'm gonna try it just by myself.
I think
and
you're
hopefully
gonna
get
have-
like that 8 to 10 hours.
Yes.
You know, well, we'll see. Maybe.
I think you should. You
Maybe.
keep trying to say that you're going to come back so we can do something or whatever on Saturday.
I would stick
I
around
don't
late
think you should.
if it was like if they're like the lightsaber battles that I was talking
Yeah. Uh-huh.
about last year. That's why I was gonna stay so late. But this one, like, I also don't want to drive back from Denver, like.
Yeah,
10
that's
o'clock at
true.
night, you know,
That's
so
true.
we'll
That's a
see.
shit drive.
But no, so like doing something like that alone, you know. But I still haven't done like the movie theaters or anything.
You should.
Anytime I go, I just take Malachi. Or
to
we
kick
go
you out of the
on
house
a
one of these days
on a
or
date night
something.
or
I
a
don't know.
day date.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's healthy to do it. I just need to do
Yeah.
it more often. The range too. That's what I miss.
Yeah, go do that. Just go have Father's Day is coming up. No,
Is it? I thought
that was last month.
Yeah, that already happened,
we
right?
missed it. No,
No, we did it.
we did it.
Didn't we? I thought. Pretty sure.
We did it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah.
I know we did a big thing for Mother's Day too. Yeah, those already passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I don't know
we're
what
in
the next
July.
major one is. When's the next major one? Obviously, 4th of July this weekend. I don't know what comes after that. I forget.
Halloween.
Oh, wow. Is that the next one, really?
I can't think of anything
Yeah, I
in
don't
August,
know.
September.
Yeah. we also don't like do all the Hallmark holidays either. Just like
No,
the
we
major
really
ones.
don't do,
like once you
like-
get to like Halloween, that's when it picks up. Like
Yeah, we
then
do
it's
like the food holidays.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true.
I just want to cook all the food and eat all the food. But yes, I don't mind being alone
Yep.
on rainy days, folding laundry.
There you go. I think all of those, and I'm sure there's people that like hate those. But yeah, I definitely don't think any of those are bad, especially rainy days, especially
I
storms.
love a good rainy day.
I'm sure some people hate it.
It's
like
a little,
Leia,
yeah. I
but-
was gonna say it's a little bit different now with Leia because like as soon as it starts thundering, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh god, here we go.
Yeah.
But luckily, I mean, she's not as like as bad as she could be. She just
True.
likes to be right
Yeah.
up on you.
Uh-huh.
Like she tried getting in the shower with me the other night.
I know I think it was that same night she was on the bed with us and she was vibrating the entire bed. I was like, did I just fucking put a quarter in this bed? Or like, what is happening? Because she was just
She
so scared.
Like,
Just
she
shaking
just
the whole fucking
trembled.
bed. I was like, can you go do that somewhere else?
I know. Literally, when I went to go, like, I opened the door to start the shower, and she was like right there, up on my leg and everything. And I go to get in, and she's like standing there, and just like sits
Yeah.
right outside the door,
Uh-huh.
just staring at me. So I'm like, okay,
you
cool.
done yet?
And then I go, like, I reached out to get my towel, and she literally like popped the door open with her snout. And I was like, no.
She's fucking
I
nuts.
was like, you can't come in here.
Yeah.
Like she was about to start stepping
She just
into
yeah.
the shower.
She just wants to be right up against you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with like fireworks or like anything like that.
Yeah.
She just freaks
like
out. Mm-hmm.
she just shakes and you have to be touching her.
Yeah.
That's the two big things is
Uh-huh.
just deal with her shaking and she has to be touching you. It doesn't matter if you're petting her
Yeah.
or she's touching your leg or she's laying next to you, but she has to be touching you.
I like to like once it starts, like once I realize like it's gonna start storming, like I always open up like the back door, just like watch it for a
Yeah,
minute.
kind of like forewarn her too.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
think there was a
"It's
time where
okay."
she actually came and like sat like her and Luke.
Yeah,
came and,
like kind
sat
of
right
sat there and like watched the
But
storm
I think
roll
they just
in a
wanted to
little
be
bit. Mm-hmm.
close to us, like while we were watching it. But
Yeah.
I love
I love a good rainy day.
yeah, or even like I guess I don't know. That's like two different kind of things to me too. Is like a rainy day and like a storm
Mm-hmm.
are like significantly different to me. Because like a rainy day is nice because then it's like it makes you kind of feel like especially on like a Sunday or like a lazy day,
Yeah, like I
Saturday
just
or
want to
whatever.
lay and read a book.
Yeah, right. Like that's
Yeah.
but like a storm, like I want to watch that. Like how we
Yeah.
used to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in like Kansas and stuff like that. We actually got like real storms.
Yeah, those used to get crazy.
Here,
Here,
they're just- I
it's
don't
like
know.
it'll downpour and hail for 10 minutes,
Yeah,
and then
that's
it's
it.
sunny
Yeah,
skies for the rest
exactly.
of the
Yeah,
day.
Colorado's something fucking else. Yeah, something. It's wild here.
The weather here is crazy.
Uh-huh. Our last segment is a feel good for the week because we could use more good news. I got this article from Good News Network. I'll leave a link in the description for those that are interested. So this article is titled "Immigrant Truck Driver Becomes Hero Using Tractor Trailer to Save Man from Burning Second Floor." Now I'm going to butcher this name, but you'll have to help me out with it. So there is no shortage of people in the world who see a burning building that isn't theirs and choose not to risk their lives to help. Tomaz Zariba, I think. Tomaz, maybe?
Tomas, yeah.
It's Tomaz.
It's probably Tomas.
Tomaz Zariba is not one of those bystanders. The Dublin truck driver helped save a man from a harrowing fall when the second-story window was his only escape route.
Oh, my
And he
God.
earned the gratitude of the fire brigade for his timely intervention. It happened on Monday that the interior of a building in the center of the Irish capital was consumed in flames by the time that Mr. Zariba, who was originally from Poland, was driving by in his semi-truck. I saw the flames coming up from the window, and one guy was laying on the sidewalk. He had blood on his face, and I think he might have broken both his legs when he jumped from the building.
Oh my God.
He told the BBC. Another guy was screaming from the window. He didn't know what he was supposed to do because he had flames behind him and the long drop below him.
Well, yeah, he probably just saw that
probably
guy
just saw it
fucking
busted
drop.
shit, yeah.
Oh my God.
A video posted on Instagram showed that Zariba reversed his truck and got as close to the window as possible to allow the man to leap onto the rooftop of the trailer.
That was good thinking.
So Zariba remained calm, put the parking brake on, and waited in case anyone else should come jumping out of the window. Eventually, the Dublin Fire Brigade arrived, and he pulled away to a safe distance to see what might happen next. I waited another 20 minutes because the road was blocked, and then the fireman Fireman came over and said, "Grand job, buddy. Thanks for that." And I went on to finish my deliveries for the day. Zaribo works as a delivery driver for Eurospar, a continent-wide grocery chain, whose Ireland-based subsidiary told BBC that they were thrilled to see one of their drivers display such a commitment to their community. They praised his quick thinking during what might have otherwise been a very frightening situation, which I think it already was. But Zariba told the BBC he believes the man was unharmed from the fall onto his roof.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Luckily, he was there.
Yeah.
'Cause especially like you're the second one out the window, and you just saw somebody.
All I was thinking of was like just the horror of like watching somebody,
but also like
watching somebody
not to take
fall
away
like
from
that.
like the good thing that happened.
I mean, yeah.
But like the person that jumped out, like the first person that jumped out, like you were only on the second story. Like, how did you bust your face and break your both your legs from just?
It probably
like,
was
the
just
second,
like
you just like leaped out. Like you could have done it a little more tactically, like hang first and then drop or something.
Yeah,
not
don't
just
know.
like
I probably
let me
just
Superman
fucking...
out this. Like, and that's why probably the second guy was like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, he's like,
what do I do?
I saw how that happened.
Yeah,
but
that's definitely something I would have done. Is definitely like if I had a big truck and I saw that, I definitely would have
absolutely,
like,
yeah.
over,
That was really good thinking on his behalf. It's so fortunate that he was there.
Oh yeah,
because that's oh my God, that's so scary.
Right.
I mean, I hate falling, so that right there is just like. Oh, that's so scary. Like flames are just.
Oh yeah, behind you. Yeah, exactly. And like you don't want to jump because you don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
So like that truck came up at
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
That was a good story.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad
right?
that. Yeah. I'm glad that it ended happily. Well, not for the first guy, but.
I mean, he survived though.
Well, he survived.
Theoretically.
Good. I'm glad he survived.
Broken legs. Maybe that's Terry.
Maybe
that's how Terry got into the.
Full circle.
Anyways, anything else you want to add before we wrap up? We're also going. So we'll include those two links for the two stories, and then we'll also include a link to Terry, so everybody can watch it and see the ridiculous fireworks show.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
God. All right, that's it for this week's episode of the Ranting podcast, the Rant Files. If you enjoy the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see everyone next week.
Yay.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.